On comments and change requests, they have received a number of updates in the last couple of weeks. So today I will introduce you to the main changes that we have done regarding comments recently following a lot of user feedback. So I'm talking about comments and change requests because that's really something that is tied together. And I think the new features that we have introduced really allow to create a much more dynamic and much more bespoke experience to manage changes in a process. So we've reintroduced something called comment types, which is totally different from what we had before, even though we kept the name because it just expands dramatically the amount of things we can do. With the comment types, we've embedded permissions and also a new ability comment manager I will show you in a sec. We clarified this issue of having comments on draft versus published process revisions, and also added an extra capability to add a comment directly on a box versus a callout. So so I will let's go through that. So first, to as a simple, let me just reload this page. As a simple example, what is a comment? So in Spark, anywhere we are at the process level or even in the workspace, we can add some comments. So here now we already have an idea of the new comments type that allows me, if I have more than one choice, allows me to select. So let's say it's a general feedback, and I can say. Let's add a comment, and here it is. My comment's been posted by me as a general feedback. What we can do is add a call out so that this comment is like physically somewhere on the process map. And I'm using this opportunity to show you the new features we've added about selecting a box. So I can still drop call outs, but if I want to say, all right, this comment is specifically relevant for a given box in my process, I can add a box. So I click, I will do it again for a sec. I will just go slower. So I first click here, select box on the canvas, and then I just go on the canvas and select the actual box that I need to. So now, as a reference for my comment, I have a callout, which is here, and also a given box. Okay, so that's been a really requested feature, so we can now do it. So let me do another demo for the different comment types. So here, for those of you who already used comments, you see that okay, we have the comment field that's there all the time, but now we can even customize, and I think this opens a lot of opportunities. We can customize what do we ask the user when it comes to different comment types. So here I'm adding an improvement idea. And you can say, all right, what is it that we are improving? We are improving, what is this improvement idea about? About governance, about IT systems, maybe both, about process, about training. So we can build full custom form to define what we are asking the end users about that. So let me show you where to build these forms. So it's in the admin menu. And here I will filter by comment type. So it's still called comment types, but has now more features than it had before. So I have my improvement idea. And if I'm previewing it, I have my checkbox and my comment. So as any forms in Spark, there's a number of different fields that we can add, like user picker, the drop-down list, radio button selection. So like the whole variety of forms items that we have in Spark is available here. And it really allows me to tailor the kind of questions and guide the user through what I'm expecting from them. What you see here from the screen is that I've created another comment type called BPM Team Internal, and this is the second major feature that we've implemented is permissions on comment types. So now I have permissions here on my form, on my comment type form, where okay, nobody or everyone cannot create. So nobody, you can only do things if you are in the BPM COE Center of Excellence group, right? You can create, view, edit, and delete the the entries if you're in the series. So I'm creating a sort of an internal team internal comment types. Any comment that so now we apply these permissions, these access rights, if you want, to all these comments. So if I'm going back to my process where I was a second ago, so I'm gonna add a comment. I'm gonna add a comment of this BPM team internal. Hello, hello. So I'm adding my comment here, hello, hello, of the type BPM internal. For the sake of the demo, I'm gonna log in with another user in another window. So here I'm logged in with a user called Aisha. I will open this process that I'm using for the demo. If I'm opening the comments, I see that, all right, I see that I don't see, so I do not see the comment internal, and whatever Aisha is doing through the system, she will never see this comment. So this allows me to create a commenting system that is completely hidden from a given audience. We have some customers onboarded this approach. They are working with their customers, and they're sharing processes, as everyone should do. They are sharing processes between their internal team and the customer, and now they have the ability to comment on these processes without running the risk, or having sort of internal conversation without running the risk that the customer will actually see the comments. So wherever they are going, even if they are an editor, wherever they are going, they won't be able to see these comments. So very powerful features. Coming back to the permissions. So back to admin, back to comment types, and the permissions. So it's the same permissions we have in other forms that we've introduced a couple of months ago. The thing to keep in mind is that admins can do everything all the time. Okay, with permissions, administrators are immune to access rights, and at the same time we've introduced a new ability. So ability is something we've introduced also recently, is the capability to give to have a more granular management of who can do what, especially around editors. So the feedback we received a lot was, okay, admin can do everything, but editors, beyond editing the process, they can't do much. We'd like to have a sort of a level in between. I would like some editors to be able to manage all the comments, for example, without giving them the full almighty power of being an admin. So this is what we can do now with the comment manager. So the comment manager, I can add, for example, Jesse, or I can add another user groups, let's say the head of project Spinnaker employees, just for the sake of the example. So these users, even if they are not administrators as the license type, they can still have admin-like power on comments. So they can see all the comments regardless of permissions. They're completely immune to permissions. So use with care, but that's very convenient for a growing number of customers that don't want to give the full power admin to anyone, but still would like to create a community of trusted users and select abilities one by one. We've introduced abilities recently, and I think we've added 5 abilities in the last couple of weeks. So that's a very powerful tool that when you guys as users are asking for more granular permissions, we can fairly easily roll it out. All these abilities are sort of backwards compatible. So that means nobody is losing access once we've deployed an ability. It's usually more making it more granular rather than restricting more something we have. So very, very powerful feature. Let's go back to our drop-in. So comment types, we had a look at the permissions and the comment manager ability. I already showed you callouts and activity when we were here. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of comments is the comments that are on drafts or published revision of a process. It's an issue that some users entered when they started having a lot of new revisions of of a process and new publication, sometimes it was very hard to know when and where was the comments left, basically at which stage it was left. So here I have a published process. Okay, so this process is published, the leave request process. Now what we've introduced is that all comments are either on the published revision or on the draft editable revision. Okay, they cannot be in a revision in between. So here I'm on the published revision. When I write comments, I can do so. Aisha has left a general feedback. I've left an internal team saying, all right, BPM team, the layout is bad. We need to do something about that. If I'm going to draft, I'm going to the editable revision of this same process. I can open the comment, but I don't see any comments yet here. Okay? On the draft, there's no comments. It tells me, all right, there's comments in the published revision. So they are here. I can easily navigate to the revision and have a look at them, but really helps me understanding where are the comments left. If I'm going into the comments at the process workspace level, employee published. So I will just, what was it, lever, something like that. Voilà. Process leave request. I see, it will tell me, you see here draft or published. So it tells me if the comment is left on a published or a draft. What happens when you have a new published revision? So when you're creating a new, you're approving a new revision of your process, all the comments are moved. They are carried across to the new published revision. Okay, so comments can strictly be only on editable active revision or the published revision. I hope it makes sense to you. So that's the features we've introduced with this refactoring of the revisions. So we have additional comment types that are much more powerful because they allow you to customize what are the questions you're asking to the user. We have a very strong permissions management system with also the content comment manager ability, allowing some editors to have full power over the comments. And we've cleaned up, fixed this issue where we had sometimes comments that were left in old revisions and we couldn't find them anymore. Now to just finish off on the comments, like the features that already exist that we had before, we have the ability to reply to a comment. So white title is not readable. The color has been fixed. So I can add a reply to a comment and I can check it off. So when I mark it as completed using the little checkbox here, it will basically disappear from my list. You see that it's gone. We can find them again right at the bottom of my screen, but essentially the comment is completed. It also logs who has marked it as completed, and if you've done it by accident, you can always find it at the bottom of the list. There's also, if I'm going into editing the comment, I can also assign my comment to one or more people. These people will be notified that the comments have been assigned to them. And when they receive an email, and then when they join the workspace, they will see the comment in yours. So yours will be all the comments that are relevant to you. If you click on all, you can see all the comments in the workspace, even if it's not really relevant to you. How do we decide if a comment is relevant to you? Either you've created it, or you replied to it, or you've liked it as well. Another feature of the comments, you've liked it, or you've been assigned to it. So all the comments where that you've been interacting with will show in this yours column. So comments are very powerful features for process collaboration and managing changes in a process to track what should be improved and how and where. And also a great way to engage with people. So when you have a process, you can share it and ask people to leave comments on it. It's a great way to see how it works.